The Mary Celeste was found completely abandoned in 1872, but almost everything you've heard about her is a lie. On December 4, 1872, a merchant brigantine was spotted drifting off the coast of Portugal. The crew of a passing ship boarded her to investigate. What they found seemed impossible. The vessel was intact, supplies were stocked, personal belongings lay scattered as if abandoned in haste. But the crew, all 7 sailors and the captain's family, had vanished without a trace. No lifeboats were missing, no signs of violence, just gone. Within weeks, the story exploded across newspapers. Reporters called it the most mysterious ship ever found. They spun tales of supernatural forces, pirate attacks, and crew mutinies. Over the next century, each retelling added darker details. By the 1900s, the legend had eclipsed the facts so completely that most people today believe something far more sinister happened than what the evidence actually shows. So here's the real question we need to ask: what actually happened to the Mary Celeste's crew? And more importantly, what's the difference between what we think we know and what the historical record actually tells us? Let's start with the ship herself. The Mary Celeste was a brigantine, a 2-masted merchant vessel built in 1861. She wasn't new, but she wasn't a wreck either. Her captain, Benjamin Briggs, was an experienced sailor with a solid reputation. He wasn't a reckless man, he didn't take unnecessary risks. He'd sailed the Mary Celeste before, and she'd served him well. On November 7, 1872, Briggs set sail from New York with a cargo of industrial alcohol. With him were his wife, Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, and a crew of 7 men. The voyage was supposed to take about a month. They were headed to Genoa. Everything was routine, everything was normal. But somewhere between New York and the Strait of Gibraltar, something went wrong. We don't know exactly when, we don't know exactly what. All we have are fragments, a ship's log with entries that stop abruptly, and the physical evidence of the vessel herself when she was found. The last entry in the log was dated November 25th. After that, silence. When the brigantine de Gracia spotted the Mary Celeste, she was still afloat, still sailing, but her crew was gone. The sails were partially set, the helm was lashed, the ship was moving on her own momentum. Here's where the myth machine kicks into overdrive. Newspapers reported that food was still warm on the table, that the crew's pipes were still smoking, that there were signs of a violent struggle. None of that was true. The Discovery report mentions none of these details. But once a story gets that kind of momentum, facts become irrelevant. So what was actually found? The ship was in decent condition. Some hatches were open, but that wasn't unusual for the era. The cargo hold had some water damage, likely from the open hatches and rough seas. The crew's belongings were there, their documents were there, but the people themselves, they'd abandoned ship. The key evidence is this: a lifeboat was missing. The davits, the crane-like devices used to lower boats, showed signs of recent use. Someone had launched that boat deliberately. This wasn't a supernatural vanishing, it was an evacuation. But why would Captain Briggs order his crew to abandon a seaworthy vessel? The most credible theory centers on the cargo. Industrial alcohol was valuable and volatile. If there was a leak, if barrels had ruptured and fumes were building up in the hold, the captain would have faced a genuine crisis. Fire risk, explosion risk. In that scenario, abandoning ship made sense. Get everyone into the lifeboat, wait for rescue, that's protocol. But here's the problem: we don't know for certain if their was a leak. We don't have the crew's testimony. We don't have Briggs's account. What happened in that lifeboat? Did they stay tethered to the ship? Did they drift away? Did they sink? No one ever found a trace of them. Not a body, not a plank, nothing. And that's where the legend took hold, because the absence of evidence became the evidence of absence. If no one could explain what happened, it must have been something unexplainable. Supernatural, cursed. The truth that we simply don't know was far less satisfying than a good ghost story. Over the decades, people added details that were never documented. A skeleton found aboard, a message carved into the mast, mutiny, murder, piracy. Each version was more dramatic than the last. By the time Arthur Conan Doyle wrote a fictional account in 1884, the myth had already consumed the facts. The salvage proceedings in Gibraltar provide some solid ground. The court determined that the Mary Celeste was abandoned deliberately, not lost to storm or catastrophe. The ship was seaworthy, the crew made a choice, but the reason for that choice, it remains inference, not fact. What would you have done? You're Captain Briggs, you've got your wife and child aboard, you smell fumes from the hold, you don't know if the ship will explode in the next hour or the next day. Do you stay in hope, or do you get your family into that lifeboat and pray for a passing ship? The Mary Celeste isn't a ghost ship, it's a puzzle. And the pieces we do have the missing lifeboat, the open hatches, the cargo concerns. They point to a rational captain making a desperate decision. The crew wasn't spirited away. They were abandoned to the sea, likely in a small boat, hoping to be rescued. Most of them probably weren't. The real mystery isn't supernatural. It's human. It's the gap between what we know and what we want to believe. It's how a tragic maritime accident becomes a legend. And it's a reminder that the most compelling stories aren't always the truest ones. Sometimes the real answer is simpler, sadder, and far more ordinary than the myth. Subscribe. Each week we separate the myth from the facts on cases like this one.